This is a review for eLinkSmart wireless security. I got this on Amazon. It costs about $41.99, I believe, right now. They have a 8% coupon too. You want to click on that to get it even cheaper. But this one, I've seen it come in black before. That was an option they offered, but now on their website only the white one right now is available. But I didn't search for the black one. You might be able to find one on a different link. This one is works on a router, and you also can use an Ethernet plug right here. They have options of using a cloud service, but I purposely bought this that you could use an SD card. I have a 32 gigabyte card in there. I mean, those are pretty cheap. Those are less than $15. And according to their website, it says that it takes a maximum size 120 gigabyte micro SD card. I forgot to mention earlier, it is a micro SD card, so they're really tiny ones. So this one pans around. According to this, it says it pans 355 degrees and tilts 120 degrees. I'll show you guys how that actually looks. There are other things options that it actually comes with that I didn't use it. It's a baby cry detection and plays nursery rhymes and stories. I did not use this feature, so I couldn't tell you anything about that. This is one of those general reviews, not very techy. So as of right now, I have 3 of these. I purchased one, I tried it, really great. I started to get this because I needed a camera for inside the home. I have outside my house 3 ring floodlights. Now this is not a review for the ring floodlight, but just to give you a background of why I'm using these. I have 3 of these, and I have a subscription, which I'm very happy with, and I'll do a review on that later on. But for now, I didn't want to have to subscribe with this one since I already have this, and I don't need that as well. So I use this with the cards, and that's what I love about this. It basically will record over your card, and just like a dash cam, it will loop over the old videos. If you don't mind, I think you could somehow specify it not to do that if that is something you want, but I wanted to show you that it's the one thing about this is not that great is here's your user manual. It's pretty flimsy, not a whole lot there. It just basically shows you how to install the app and get this running. It's pretty easy to do. So let me show you the app. Hang on a second. I'm going to turn off this extra light because it is going to reflect off of my phone. So right now, the way this is, here is the app, and I have 3 cameras. So 1, 2, 3. One of the things I really like about this is that it has the option for you to view all 3 cameras at one time. I've tried other ones and they don't have this option. So this one's to my living room, this one's to my kitchen, and this one is to my bedroom, this one is to my living room, and this one is here for the kitchen, but I have it facing the laptop just for demonstration purposes. So, okay. So I'll give you an example of, let me go back. Hang on. So for example, I'm going to show you how this will turn. So it comes with a little, let's see if you can see it. There's that round diagram that helps you to control. Let's see, because it's reflecting. There's the up, right, left, down. And this middle one says stop. So to see this move, I'm going to turn the light back on just so you can see how this works. So this, as you can see, how far this turns. That's where it stops. Let me put it back where you can see how I tilt it up and down. Now it tilts all the way up, straight up. Okay. So now I'm going to turn this light off just so that it's easier to see my phone. Okay, so it gives you the option to mute, take a picture, and also there's a video here that you can record if there's something you want specifically being recorded. This here is a two-way audio. Now it's kind of like a walkie-talkie. You have to press the button here and you can talk through it. Okay, maybe I should use the other camera because it's going to. That's when the mute button comes in handy. But I could try my other camera, which the audio, whoop, it's just the same one. This one, that one's to my living room. I'm trying to get so it doesn't reflect. So when you press this, you have to hold it down, and as you can hear in the background, it's sort of echoing my voice. So when you're talking to someone, you hold it down and then you can release it and hear what they're saying. That's a bit of a limitation, unlike Ring. Then I'm gonna put the mute button there. Unlike Ring, there's a little icon of a phone and you can actually have a conversation. You don't have to hold it down when you're talking and release it when you want to listen. So that's the nice thing about the Ring. But for the purpose I needed this for, it's pretty good. Still get some reflection. I'm going to try to add some light. Okay, I think that's better. I had to just move my lighting. So you can play back. There's this right here is for your cloud. I don't have a cloud subscription, so that one I have not used. You can share a video. I have not tried that either. And here is the one that I use, which is for playback. So here's a list of all the recorded videos that you can select. And when you click on this little down arrow, it gives you a date to choose from. So there are different ways that you could set this up to record. You can have it to where When you first get it, it automatically just records things continuously. And if you go to set alarm, there's a few options. The one that I use, which is kind of strange, it's labeled humanoid alarm. Strange, but I think it's just motion detection. They have a choice of low sensitivity, medium, and high. I have it under low. There's a crying detection. I have it off because that doesn't have, it's not usable for me. I mean, I would have really liked this when my kids were little. I have 4, so right now they're old and nobody cries. They're older. Then it gives you an alarm time. So you have a start time and end time. Maybe that will come in handy later on as I spend more time with this, but for now, what I use it is just motion detection. It has an alarm sound and moving trace. I haven't gotten to figure out what this moving trace is about. Oh, wait. I think, if I remember, I think I tried that out. What it does is this actually follows the person or the object that's moving. It will actually follow it. But I prefer to have a particular angle and set it at that. So I have that off. And you can have an alarm sound, I assume, on your phone app. I don't need that for the purpose I'm using this for. But I do get notifications on my phone. See, I have these little things here. I am using a Samsung Note 8, so it pops up without making any sound. So as of right now, I use this mainly because I have 4 kids and 2 dogs, and it allows you to keep an eye on things at home when you're gone, but as well as communicate with them. Because before, I was using my Amazon Alexa, or I have an Echo Dot, and it helps me drop in to communicate with them, but this is actually easier for me. So, my kids are mostly in the living room. I can talk to them and see what's going on. So, also my dogs, they have a pet video cam, which is a lot more expensive, and I think this works just as well for that. So, when you first get this, there's a little plus sign there. You would click that, and it gives you options of which camera: a PTZ camera, a cube camera. It's actually pretty easy because when you click on that one, because this one is the rotating one, the PTZ camera. So what you could do is get QR code configuration. So when you click on that, you go to next. It tells you to camera reset, but I haven't had to do that really, so I would suggest try it first without resetting the camera, and if that doesn't work, then reset it. So what happens is it gives you the option to enter your router. Now this is for 2.4 gigabyte Wi-Fi. It says camera only supports 2.4 gigabyte Wi-Fi. Most of us have the 2.4, but actually I have a 5 gigabyte. It says if it's 5 gigabyte, click here, but to switch. But I just, for simplicity and ease, I just picked the 2.4. Then once you confirm that, what happens is you get a QR code. I'm just gonna pop out of that so I can get back into you get a QR code which looks like this. Now this QR code on the back of the box is actually to get the app, but you can easily enter the on the search button for the app. You don't need this, but this code, it's going to look like this when you're installing this. So what happens is it pops up here, and you just put it in front of your camera like this, and it will say detected, and it would actually, you'll hear a voice go on, and it will say connected. It's just that simple. And then an image will pop up, and then that's when you can tinker around with it. So I think this is really handy for a lot of things. You could use this to keep an eye on your baby. You could use this to communicate with your kids, your dog. You can also use this for elderly care, or even just family members. Say if you have your parents, or you want to be able to communicate with them at any time. If you have a older family member who lives alone, you can easily, if they don't mind privacy wise having a camera there, you can talk to them at any time. And I think that the quality, this is 960p, but let me see if I could show you a video. I mean, it's really, really clear on my phone, but let me show you an example. Okay, because that's my window, that's what the light is reflecting. I'm trying to see without. It's on HD quality. You can see right there. And let me see if we can. There's the setting button there, right, just to show you also. It tells me the total capacity of my card and the remaining capacity. SD card format. You can restart your camera from the settings as well. And it says in the bottom, unbind the device. So I guess that means if you want to remove the device. So far, I've been really happy with the quality and the ease of use. Again, it doesn't really come with a whole huge manual here to explain. It's just to install the app. So far, I think there's tons of uses with this. It's also great for if you're traveling away and you want to keep an eye on your home. It also has night vision. Let me see if I can get, it comes out really clear with night vision. It has an infrared night vision, and it says it's without light pollution. I'm trying to read this. It says protecting your baby or pet from disturbance of LED glare. Night vision up to 25 feet with remote pan and tilt, covers every corner of your room. It says it will push alert notifications and snapshots to your smartphone when the moving object or crying voice is detected. It has the two-way audio, which I explained to you. It says nursery rhymes and air conditioning control. You can talk with your baby, your parents, or even your pet when you're anywhere, in your office, at the gym, or you're in another room. And it says you can control the Wi-Fi camera to play nursery rhymes and fun short stories for kids. And it says you can rotate this camera remotely to see air conditioning with the infrared remote control. You can switch the air conditioning on and off and adjust the temperature. I didn't even know that until I read the website for this camera, which is kind of crazy, but sounds a little complicated. But this is not a techie review. This is just like basic, anyone review can use this. So I'm really super happy with this. If you have any questions, leave a little message and I'll try to respond as soon as I can. You can also add any comments if you're using this as a baby monitor, but I liked it so much I got 2 more of these. So I want to make sure I've covered everything. It's made in China, if you need to know that information. I'm going to read a couple of things here, which I've already mentioned most of this. It says motion detection alarm, 2-way audio, 2-meter cable. That was the other thing, is that it's a little short for the power cord, but for its purpose, it's pretty functional. If you want to install this, maybe on the top you'd get a better view and cover more areas, but you'd have to use an extension cord so that you can actually get power to this unit if it's put up in the ceiling. And it says here, it's really small, motion remote view, intelligent chipset, video, multi-user viewing, one-touch sharing, manual IR switch, IR, which is infrared, remote playback, plug and play, 10-meter night vision. So I'm not sure because it said here night vision was, well, 25 feet. So I would think that they've converted that for you. It has snapshots and the backup card storage, the SD card. It says the lens is 3.6 meters. So I'm going to add some description information on YouTube, and again, hopefully that helps somebody. Last thing is, I think I mentioned color. White seems to stand out a little bit more, but it was on a lightning deal, so I couldn't resist that. It does stand out, but it doesn't matter to me. I think the black would be less conspicuous, and the white would be nicer if you have it installed up on higher, like on your roof, or your ceiling, scratch roof, ceiling. I don't think this is meant for outdoors, but this is also nice to use on a garage. Maybe I might get another one for a garage, since it does have that little multi-view camera view. Let me see if I can. There's 4 spots for it. I don't know if you can actually add more than 4 when you go to this multi-camera view right here. So I technically have 1 more spot there. I might get one for the garage, but this is awesome that you can see live view right there for all 4. And again, the main use I have this for is to be able to communicate to my kids and see what's going on. It's good for settling arguments, and also with my dogs. I have 2 dogs. When accidents happen, sometimes you're kind of curious as to what your dogs are doing too. If they're doing anything crazy, destroying your property, or accidents, you can kind of get an idea which dog is the one that's creating the mess. So if you need to make some kind of training corrections for your dog, you'll know which dog it is. If you have more than one, that's really handy. But for the most part, it's self-explanatory. This thing works fabulous for the price that you get without having to use a cloud server or subscribing. This is fantastic for the price. So if you have any questions, again, leave me a message, thumbs up if you like this video, and subscribe. If you're interested in my other reviews, I'm going to start posting more. Okay guys, hope that helps.